another tutorial video, Fortnite creative device, and here we got Fox, Sly Fox, aka Trap. Either way, other way around, doesn't matter. Shout out to my boy Trap. Dea's not here today, they probably got some important stuff to do. So what we're going to do right now is go into the next device and also do some recap on the last device that I did on the game. So the last device that I did was player spawner, and today's topic is the item granter device. I showed the boat device yesterday. Yesterday. I did a video yesterday. I showed boat device yesterday, so you guys are not going to be lost. You guys are not going to be asking, confusing question. All you need to do, watch the video, and if you got some other question, well, not really other, if you have some question that about how, like some complicated question for the device, I'm here. Just put it in the comments, and what you don't understand, I can fairly explain to you. Alright, so let's get in. So we are in creative. We're gonna go back to our device tutorial after you chat. Yeah, I know my homie. Alright, gotta show some respect to the homie. Alright, so before we begin, let's go over to the recap. Player spawner. This is the player spawner, and the player spawner has different settings. We go over that in the last video. And just for some people who don't know what a player spawner is, it is a device in Fortnite Creative that allows the map creator, to control which area the player must be spawned. And here we have the enable phase, player team, player class, priority group, use as island star, visible in-game, play audio, all of those stuff. I explained all of this in the last video, so I'm just recapping. You can check the last video so that you understand how this works. Now we are going to talk about the item granter. In the last video I showed you how it worked, but I did not explain to you what you should do to have it operated. So alright, item granter is one of my favorite device. These are all my favorite device. I'm listing all my favorite device first, so you can have a very good understanding how these devices work, or Fortnite Creative works. So Trap, quick question, do you know what an item granter is?
Item granter, it's the thing that it's the device that floats with the different items you can put inside of it, like the guns.
Yes, it has the item inside of it, but what is it specifically used for?
Only consumable items or guns, I'm guessing. Either or.
Alright, so let me tell you what this device right here is used for. Alright, while we're here, at least let me give Sly Fox some permission to look at the device, and you can check the settings.
Okay, so
good learning process. And this is not going to take long. This is not a long video. I don't want to bore you guys with long video. I'm going to give you straight up 100% explained on how every device works. Today, item granter. So Trap, this item is a very special item, and I know for a fact that this item is used in Battle Royale as well. Alright, so Trap, pick any favorite items in your creative. Go into, press up, go into creative, and go into consumables or weapons. Which one you want to pick, and drop any items you want to put in there.
Okay, let's see.
So this is a learning process, because my boy is planning to use Fortnite 2.0 later on in life, because you already know it is beautiful content. You have to understand that it is beautiful content, and content takes time to emerge. So he put a weapon, a gun in there. Anything else?
Let's get some consumables up in there.
Alright, let's go.
So like this.
For important facts, no, you gotta go over it and drop it over it. You gotta pick it up and drop it directly over it. You gotta drop the item directly over it. Okay, there we go. So that's how the first step to use item granter. So before we go into any settings changing, the item granter holds consumable and weapons. But please do note, if the item is not if the item is directly on top of the item granter, it does not use that item. For example, the gas tank does not work on the item granter. It does not work on the item granter. Tried it, it does not work, and no matter how much I try to put it on top of it, it does not work. You know what I'm saying? So if I go here, it does not pick it up. So not every item can work with item granter. Only the ones that you see be floating inside of it, that means it's operational. Alright, let's go into the settings. So before you go into any settings, what I want you to do is go into your My Island and go into your tools. Make sure you convert event system. That is a very good way to connect each device on the map, and it's very easy to use. All you have to do is make sure that you making notes of each devices on the map. It is very important, and I do recommend each device that you put on the map, rename them so it is easier to find in the system. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to name this device right here, the spawn device, Team 1. So you can name it Team 1 or keep the name on it and say, okay, this device is Team 1. Save. Alright. And this device is Team 2. So this is how you're going to be able to find the device fairly quickly once you enter it, once you're connecting it. So I'm gonna go over to Team 1. No, Chop, I'm already on Team 2. Chop, go on Team 1.
Okay. Oh, it says I'm already on Team 1.
Alright, Team 1. Alright, okay. So not to mess up the settings, we are gonna go on 2 teams. There's only 2 teams, just to make sure that this is just only 2-player team, cooperative, Team 2, and there we go. So alright, so first thing first, we're gonna go into the settings of the item granter. I want you to understand that every single device, most of them has enable on start game. This means that the device is active at the start of once the game is start, or the start of the game. Keep that in mind. The receiving player, it means that once this device is active, who will receive the item? Either the receiving player or a team. You can test that out for yourself. It works perfectly. On grant action, once on grant action actually means that once it's operational, all the stuff that is in your inventory will be gone and replaced by whatever you put in the item granter. Clear items mean that it will clear item and replace it. Clear resources, no, clear item is the one that you got like keys, arrows, ammo. Resources mean wood, metal, all that stuff. You're gonna clear all of that. Keep all means you keep everything, but you add whatever you're getting. Alright, so current item, if there's more than one item in the item granter, it means that the current item that is viewed is going to be popped up in your inventory. So I'm going to put all these settings on, specific settings. You can try it out for yourself. It works. Alright, so the grant condition is always. So you have different stuff to say. Always, you have only if empty, only if space, only if not owned. So only if not owned, if you don't own the device, if it pops up. If you have space, it will pops in. If your inventory is empty, it pops in. But always, it means it will always grant you. Grant cycle, you don't need to touch this. Doesn't really matter. Equip grant item. So if you want the first item to go directly and you're able to, use it instantly, you choose that. But I don't really equip. It just pops up in your remove item on grant, meaning if you are granted an item and you turn this on, remove item on grant, the item won't be in the device anymore. Okay, so that means the item is literally taken out of the device. Give extra ammo. This means that once you have weapons, you get extra ammo with the weapons. You can turn this on if you want. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Any game idea you have for your map and you're using this, you get extra weapon, extra ammo. Cycle behavior. I do not use these. I do not use these. I don't really use these because all it does is cycle the behavior. I don't use it. I always keep it on stop. Grant on timer if you want the item to grant on 5 second, 10 second. Yes, it does that. So that's a very good way to use the item granter. Allow the item granter to continue granting item while the player is not in the island. You can have this on, but I don't think it's be useful if the person is not in the game. Drop item at player location. This is very good. You can drop item at your feet once it's activated. You can also do this. It said drop item at player location if inventory is full. You can do this if you want. Doesn't matter what's your option for the device. So I put it on all the natural setting that I use. I'm just going to show you how it works. Once this device is attached to any device, to trigger it off, it will activate. So let's go. So to attach your device or connect your device or wire it, as I said, I like to wire things. It's like wiring. Alright, so I am going to go to the trigger device. So we're going to use the spawner as the trigger device to activate the item granter. So you go in there, and as I said, once you go into the event system at the start of the stream, it's not the stream, the start of the video, I did say change it to event system. So this is what you're going to do. On player spawn, so basically this is what you can do with the player spawner. So on player spawn, add, select the device. As you see over here, the item granter. Click on it, and then when you click on it, you get different types of activations, different types of settings, abilities, whatever you see from the item granter. So you have enable, disable, grant item, cycle to previous item. So cycle to previous item mean you can swap item. Once the device you're attaching to triggers off the item granter, it does operate like that. So cycle to the next item. So once it has been triggered off all these abilities for the item granter, it will operate. So cycle to random item, meaning that any item that's in the item granter will be random. Restock item, you remember the settings that says remove item from granter. This is restock item. Once you have something that triggers it off, it puts back everything back in the item granter, but it doesn't. It's restock. So restock meaning that even though you get your guns, there won't be any guns or whatever item you place in the item granter. Once you have something that triggers it back to restock item, it just restock itself. So you still have the guns, but the item granter would still have restock itself. Clear save data. This is for when you have say data on the map for players. Alright, so we're gonna go into grant item, and there we go. So I literally set this to trigger the item granter, and I set this to trigger the item granter. So item granter and grant item. There we go. So Trap, I'm gonna start the game, and you let me know if you get your guns. So we're gonna start the game. Alright, so now that you see this, I'm spawning from the air. You're gonna run into some issue. Meaning that most of the time some of these settings are not working properly. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to find the right setting that, there we go, make me spawn. And there we go. See? Because the item granter triggered off, it gave me all the item that was inside of it. So what Trap did was put in the gun and the slap juice. The trigger of the item granter is the spawner. We talked about the spawner in the last video. Make sure you go watch that video so you can understand how it is work. And there's also a fun fact about the item granter. The item granter can also be a trigger. If you didn't know, it can also be a trigger to some device. It can also be a trigger to some device. Some device can be triggered off by, alright, let's say I connect this spawner to this gun and the gun isn't operating properly, right? You can literally use a secondary device to trigger off the gun and the gun works properly. Because what I'm doing for you guys is that I'm giving you all the feedback about the item so you can know exactly how to use it. The item granter doesn't mean it just grants you item. It can be used as a trigger as well. And to show you that it can be used as a trigger as well, I will go into the setting. My bad, Trap. We're gonna go into a little, you know, special. Alright, so the item granter, do not worry about the next device that I'm putting in on the map. I will be discussing this device on the next video, so I'm going to show you the next step of using the item granter. Almost every device can do this. It is very, very important. Alright, so I am going to use I'm going to use the new bike. We're going to use the new bike. Alright, so we're going to place the new bike here. Don't even try, don't follow what I'm doing. This is not the topic for today. So what I'm going to be doing is, okay, so the item granter, let's go back to the item granter. To use the item granter as a trigger, you have to go into the event. You have function and you have event. So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to go into this. I put the bike, sport bike, on the map. Do not try to replicate this. This is only for showing you. I'm not going to talk about the bikers yet. When I get to the bike in the next video, that's where you can sit down and understand what I'm trying to use the bike for. Alright, so boom, I attach the bike to the item spawner and I put enable because I turned off the bike, correct? So that's how it is. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to start the match. So this is what's going to happen. The bike is not there, okay? See, once the bike is once the item granter is activated, it activates the bike. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't believe me, let me show you a little trick. Let me show you a little trick. Let me show you a little trick. This is what I want to show you guys. This is literally turned off. I'm going to put the respawn time in 5 seconds. We're going to put it at 5 seconds. Okay? Okay, chap? We're going to put it at 5 seconds and visible doing game off. So you won't see this. Alright. So let's go back to the item granter where this is used as trigger. You can also use as trigger. See? Once you activate the device, it has an event trigger. There's also a device called trigger, but we're not going to go into it yet. All I'm saying is that you are able to use this anytime you like, you know, anytime you like. So once it activates, it's instantly whatever you attach the item granter to, it will operate. So do not replicate this. I'm just going to show you what I mean. Alright, do not replicate this. I will teach you about this device later on. Okay, so don't replicate this. Alright. Don't replicate this. And the timing, I just want to let you know that, yo, you can literally control the devices to do, you know, majority of the things you would like to do. We're not going to talk about. Alright, so the trick that I wanted to show you is to enable the bike, using this as a trigger. So you have to understand every single device here has a trigger event. Alright, so we're gonna start the match. So what I did, I set the trigger device to spawn the bike within 5 seconds. So the item granter is the one that would trigger the bike. The item granter is the one that's gonna trigger. There it is, and there you see that trap.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. So the item granter send a message to the trigger. The trigger was set in a settings to say 5 seconds, and then after the trigger is activated, it send a message to the bike to enable. But we're not gonna talk about the bike, and we're not gonna talk about the trigger device. We're talking about the item granter. So the item granter can be used in many game modes, many different ways, and half the time the mechanism and the tech of the gameplay or whatever map you're building, the item trigger can be used as an extension to help you with your mechanics. So I'm going to be wrapping this up right now. That's it for the item granter. If you do got any question, there we go. Nice way to wrap it up. If you do got any question before we leave, do you have any question, Trap? No question? No question? Like seriously? What have you learned today though?
There's a spawn. Like you drop items in the spawner. Like I dropped a consumable and a gun, and then for the other one, I think you can turn it on or not for it to make it see, but I don't know the proper name for it.
So you ever played a map and you know you when you spawn you get guns?
Uh-huh.
That's the device. That's the device.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the device that pops in your you know, it pops in once you activated it, and all your device, all your item that you get is in your inventory. What? Yo, Trap, look at this glitch. I dropped my guns and I'm still holding a gun. Oh, it disappeared. It disappeared.
Yes, it's visible. No, it's
Disappeared.
and on my screen it's still invisible. What the heck? That's weird. It's still invisible, bro.
And there we go. Hey, fun little glitch. So basically that's it for today. I do want you guys to go into the description, show some love to Trap. He's an amazing streamer. I'm not saying that because, you know, he's my homie. He's definitely got a very chill vibe when he's streaming. You just gotta have fun while you stream. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about the money. It's not all about the fame. It's just genuine having a great time, because we don't get that shit every day. We've been getting a whole lot of negative shit all day in the world. So when you see streamers like this, you know, having a great time, you just gotta support. So his Twitch will be in the description, and his YouTube will be in the description. Again, my name is Space. I hope I I hope I explain the device to you properly. If you got any question, you can definitely ask me. I will really sit down and discuss the solution with you, or provide you a solution that would help you get a better handle on your Fortnite creative maps. You know what I'm saying? Because I do enjoy making maps, and a lot of people enjoy playing on my maps. I'm not monetize with Fortnite creative, you know, the creator code thing. I'm not, that's what I'm trying to aim for, because if all of my friends be saying, yo, these maps are crazy good, why not upload them? Why not? I can't upload them if I don't have the creator code, monetization, whatever that thing is. I don't have it. So that's what I'm working towards, and I do hope you guys subscribe, like the video, share the video. If you got anybody that needs any um, question be answered on how to use devices, I can gladly explain to them. Also, um, after I go through all these devices, alright, after I go through all my favorite device, I'm gonna go through all the device that I really don't use, that I really don't pay attention to. I'm gonna be explaining everything, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't use every single device in this game. As you can see, this is a glitch right here. Yeah. So Fortnite is a little bit glitchy, but one key thing is you want to make sure you don't mess with anything that you're using. Okay? Don't mess with anything that you're using. So let's go into all these are all the device. These are all the device, and I'm gonna go through every single one of them. But first, I'm gonna go through the one that I use to, you know, put the spirit in the creative map. Put all the fun in the creative map. So we already went to player spawner. We already explained that. You can check it in the video. And what we're gonna do is I'm going to be doing a new video on a next device. You're going to see the device, you're going to know what it is, so don't worry about it. So thank you for coming in. I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy the video, share it to a friend. Don't forget to support Trap over here. You know, you already know his book and his pencil. You already know it's Fortnite. So thank you for coming in. I do hope you guys enjoy the